with my second pianist, Kirstin Ihde, I will be performing Robert Schumann's Piano Concerto in A minor, first movement. Robert Schumann might have won a prize for being the most romantic composer. As a young man, he ran away from his law studies to pursue his passions in music, a choice which he himself described as a decision for poetry over prose. Romantics weren't known for being the most rational people either, and Schumann outdid them all by developing a mental disorder and spending the last 2 years of his life in a mental asylum. However, Schumann is best known for one of the greatest romances in musical history. As a 20-year-old, he fell madly in love with his piano teacher's daughter, Clara Wieck. And this would have worked out fine, except that Schumann was 20 and Clara was only 11 at the time. Clara's father wasn't very happy with this. But as Clara grew up, their romance blossomed, and when Clara was 21, they married. Into their first year of marriage, Robert started composing this piano concerto for Clara to perform. For me, this is the most romantic piano concerto in the entire repertoire, and I think that only a person like Robert Schumann could have composed such a romantic concerto. The first movement of this concerto is infused with a theme which Robert clearly intended as symbolism for Clara. The first four notes of the theme are C, B, A, A. But in German, the note B is called H. So for Schumann, this would have been C, H, A, A. Schumann often liked to call Clara by the Italian version of her name, Chiara, which is spelled C-H-I-A-R-A. It's a little confusing, but hopefully you can see the resemblance. Schumann was very fond of this kind of musical cryptogram, and he used it in other of his piano pieces, like Carnival and the Other Variations. The entire main theme of this piece, which I like to call Clara's theme, is a very beautiful and poignant melody, which is what drew me to learn this piece in the first place. I'll play it for you right now. Schumann uses this theme all the way throughout the concerto. And since Schumann was obsessed with Clara, this concerto was obsessed with Clara's theme. Schumann uses it in all sorts of different forms. First you hear it in the setting I just played for you. But then later on it becomes a Chopin-esque nocturne. Later on, Schumann works passionately into this score, and it's treated with a rippling triplet accompaniment. And then finally, at the end of the first movement, it becomes an energetic march. This theme isn't the only symbolism Robert Schumann uses for Clara in this concerto. I noticed that in the orchestra part, the clarinet is given a special prominence, and almost whenever the orchestra has the main theme, it goes to the clarinet. One day when I was practicing this piece, I realized that it probably isn't a coincidence that the first two syllables of the German word Clarinette are Clara. Although the romanticism in this piece is very evident, I think it's really neat that Schumann puts all these different musical symbolisms for Clara in there. And if it wasn't obvious that Schumann was thinking about Clara when he wrote this piece, you just have to look at the tempo marking, Allegro affettuoso. Now affettuoso can mean either with affect or with emotion, as it often meant in the Baroque period, or it can mean what it literally means in Italian, which is affectionately. I'm fairly certain that Schumann intended this second meaning with this concerto. Playing this concerto or listening to it is an incredible emotional journey for me, and I really want to share that with you as we perform the first movement of Robert Schumann's Piano Concerto in A minor, Allegro affettuoso.